All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to unpack a marketing idea that pretty much flips everything you think you know on its head. We're going to talk about why the real race for customers is actually won, or lost, way before they even think about searching for you online. So let me just start by asking you a question. Just take a guess. Right now, this very second, what percentage of all your potential customers are actually looking to buy what you sell? I mean, most of us build our entire marketing plan around this one group of people. You ready for this? The answer is a tiny 3 to 5%. That's it. Kind of shocking, right? That's the whole pool of people who have their wallets out, ready to make a move today. And this chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? We spend almost all of our time, money, and energy fighting over that little sliver of active shoppers, while we totally ignore this gigantic, massive ocean of future customers just waiting in the wings. Okay, so here is the number that changes everything. A huge study found that a staggering 84% of a person's buying decision is already made before they even start their active search. This all happens in what's called the priming stage, which is just a fancy way of saying it's when they get to know you, see you around, and start to trust you. So this leads us to what we can call the 16% problem. Think about it. If 84% of the decision is already locked in, that means most marketing is just a desperate, expensive brawl over the last little 16% of influence. It's a total dogfight in a super crowded space, and it completely misses where the real decision was made. And trying to win in that 16%, well, it puts you on what's known as the Visibility Treadmill. You just have to keep running, keep paying for ads day in and day out just to stay visible. The second you stop spending money, you vanish. You're not actually building anything, you're just renting eyeballs for a little while.
So we have to change the game. The goal isn't just to get attention, it's to shift from renting attention to actually owning it. And trust me, these are two totally different worlds.
Just look at the difference here. Renting attention, that's your classic pay-per-click ads. It's all about interruption, it's temporary, and it almost always forces you to fight on price. But owning attention? Oh man, that's where the magic is. That's brand recall. That's being a true presence in your community. It's an asset that actually grows over time, and it keeps working for you even while you sleep.
I love this quote because it just nails it. You can rent leads, but you own reputation. Anyone can buy a list of names, but a reputation, the kind that makes you the first person people think of, that has to be earned. You have to own that.
Okay, so that's the big question, right? How in the world do you build that kind of reputation? Well, you do it by climbing what's called the authority ladder. It's a journey, a process that takes you from being just another option to being the trusted expert in town.
Let's look at the rungs on this ladder. You start at the bottom as the advertiser. People see your ad and they think, okay, they're trying to sell me something. Step up and you become the community sponsor. Now people see you as being invested in the local area, which is way better. But the very top, that's the expert contributor. That's when people don't see you as a salesperson at all. They see you as the resource, the trusted voice.
You know what? Let's make this super clear with a quick story. Let's imagine two home remodelers. We'll call them Sarah and Kent. Both do fantastic work, but the way they position themselves is night and day.
So first up is Sarah. She's a great example of a community sponsor. She runs a really nice professional ad in the local magazine every month. When people are thinking about a remodel, they remember seeing her ad, and they give her a call. But they also call 2 or 3 other companies. She's in the game for sure, but she's still competing, usually on price, and she lands about half of her bids.
And then there's Kent. Kent is playing a totally different sport. He's the expert contributor. Instead of an ad, he has a monthly column in that same magazine with his photo and bio, where he teaches people things like how to budget for your kitchen remodel or 5 mistakes to avoid. So for months, people feel like they've been learning from him. When they're finally ready, they don't call around for quotes, they call him. The conversation starts with, "Kent, we love your articles." He's not competing anymore. He's already been chosen.
See what's happening? Kent is building something called compound trust. It's just like compound interest in the bank. It's not about one single ad making a sale. It's about small, consistent deposits of trust that grow and multiply over time into this incredibly valuable asset.
And this is what that journey looks like. For the first few months, it's just recognition. Oh yeah, I've seen that name around. Then, that builds into familiarity. Man, I feel like I see them everywhere. After about a year, that familiarity turns into preference. And then finally, it cements into pure authority. You become the automatic, no-brainer, oh, you just have to call them choice.
Now, to build this kind of authority, we have to completely change how we measure success. Your standard marketing metrics, they just can't capture the real value, the real return on investment of building a powerful brand like this.
Just look at this. On the left, you've got the old school metrics. Cost per click, how many leads you got, it's all about the transaction. But the authority metrics on the right, this is where the real growth happens. We're talking about things like, what percentage of your town actually knows your name? Are you getting referrals from people who've never even hired you? It's not about return on spend anymore. It's about return on identity.
So really, it all boils down to one simple but really important question you have to ask yourself. In your market, do you want to be the neighborhood authority, or do you want to spend the rest of your career trying to compete against them? The choice is yours.